I'm telling myself right now that the only way I'm going to be able to record this video is if I just set up the camera. I know I have absolute bedhead right now. Bed's not made. And this area is not set up for making videos right now, but I really just don't care because I need to make this video. I've needed to make this video for a while. You may have noticed that I have not made videos in like a year. The reason for that is this huge cocktail of sort of things in my life and things that I'm going through and the sort of state of me making content. It's become incredibly difficult for me to finish a YouTube video. As a little bit of context, I've literally been making YouTube videos since 2008 in some form or another. I have always just had this passion for content, for making anything. I just loved uploading videos, seeing an audience respond to it, if an audience responded to it, but it was always something I just loved doing growing up. It's something I love doing into adulthood, and it's something I'm good at. Like, it's one of the skills in life that I think I'm genuinely good at. Like, I've spent so much of my life either casually or seriously learning how to make videos that are high quality, that make sense, that are coherent, that can capture an audience. That's what I've spent a lot of my life thinking about and doing. So into adulthood, I started making videos that were actually good. And one of those things was a series I called How to Fix, which was just like series rewrites of certain things that I was interested in, like Naruto and Kingdom Hearts were the big ones that I ended up working on. I felt like I found a sort of a niche and a voice with that type of content. And when I originally made How to Fix Naruto, it was sort of a one-off. I didn't really understand the format of it, but I really cleaned it up and I figured it out. That improved when I started making How to Fix Kingdom Hearts years later. A bit of detail in between that was I joined the United States Marine Corps. I was doing that for 4 years of my life. YouTube was something I had kind of not even really put any thought into when I joined the military. And then I realized that, hey, I have a lot of extra time. I don't really have any huge obligations in life. Like, I wasn't in a relationship. I didn't have any major obligations, any financial, anything like that. Like, I was just chilling. And I was like, I have all these ideas for a Kingdom Hearts rewrite. I kind of want to make a Kingdom Hearts rewrite. And I did that, and I just fell in love with it, perhaps to an unhealthy amount. And I think that's where the story sort of begins. I was making How to Fix Kingdom Hearts videos, and I was having an absolute blast. I was putting every ounce of creativity into it, every sort of skill I had learned in terms of making content. I was pouring into this series. It was exhilarating. It was intoxicating. Like, it was something I absolutely obsessed over. It was something when I was working during the day, and keep in mind, this is the military, right? It's a huge commitment. Like, it's a lot more hours than maybe a typical 9 to 5. During that workday, I was still thinking about, ideas and things I wanted to do and things I was juggling in the project that I wanted to try when I got home. And then when I got home, I would literally work on it almost nonstop. I was very antisocial in my military career, and it was kind of crazy to think about the amount of hours I poured into YouTube, considering how little hours I had left to begin with. YouTube essentially became another full-time job. The YouTube videos took a long time, right? It took me months to get out a How to Fix Kingdom Hearts episode, because it was just a lot more work than it might seem. Yes, it's a video essay format. I just kind of throw up an image on screen, throw up a voice, make a video, but it was a lot of work, a lot of attention to detail, not just in the writing, but the editing as well. I was putting an unhealthy amount of effort into this. But, you hear about YouTubers and people who are making it work and trying to make this their job. That's just kind of the norm, right? That's what people do in order to become a YouTuber. It's this nonstop grind. If you're like me and you have another job, anytime you get like an opportunity, like, some days off or, some vacation time, you're still working on content, or you're using that as an excuse to do something. I was working on those videos for, I started in 2020 and I kind of stopped working on them in 2022. So I was thinking about not just my rewrite series, but Kingdom Hearts as a whole for 2 straight years, every single day. I was obsessed with the franchise. I was in every corner of every bit of the Kingdom Hearts fandom, YouTube, forums, the mod community, the subreddit. Dude, I was absolutely obsessed. I was in a relationship for a little bit in 2022, and it made it extremely hard to focus on that relationship. It made it like really hard. You know, I saw the sort of aspect of, dude, like I had no energy for people in my life. I wasn't keeping up with friends. I was, you know, really struggling to juggle keeping up with my long distance relationship. I could see towards the end in, especially during the times of How to Fix Kingdom Hearts Part 4, where I was doing the Dream Drop Distance rewrite, I had done so much up to that point. Like I was having a really hard time editing. I was having a really hard time sitting down, creating data greetings, finding graphics to throw up on screen if I couldn't make a data greeting, finding gameplay, like all of that sort of just tedious editing work was really difficult to do. And I would take pretty long breaks that ended up making the editing process a lot longer than it really needed to be. And a lot of that was like me feeling the effects of burnout and being like, dude, this editing process. And that's where it kind of came down to, was the editing is grueling. It is grueling. It is tedious. It was kind of exciting at first when I was experimenting with new ways to sort of do things. But once I fell into a rhythm and I was just kind of do the thing, editing became the bane of my fucking existence. I got out of the Marine Corps about 1.5 years ago, and I, you know, adjusted to normal life. I got a normal job pretty soon after getting out. And this job is also very demanding. It's a blue collar job. There's lots of after hours work. Sometimes there's early mornings. Sometimes there's late nights. I work weekends occasionally. That was one aspect that kind of made it difficult to keep working on YouTube videos and stuff. With the Kingdom Hearts stuff, it was really just burnout. Thinking about Kingdom Hearts for 2 years straight, like my brain was just done, dude. And I didn't want anything to do with Kingdom Hearts for a very long time, several months. I was like, I don't want to think about it. I don't have any passion or motivation. And there were certain things as well, because I was doing the 0.2 rewrite, and there were certain things I had writer's block with. I didn't know where to go with the story or how to really craft a narrative that all kind of comes together, expands the story, makes it a full game. I mean, that was the goal. That was the first time I made a preview, not actually finishing the script. The Kingdom Hearts Burnout definitely made it difficult to have that sort of creative spark and be able to write something down. So that project just stagnated forever. And I tried to work on some other things. I had some other ideas that I wanted to kind of throw at the wall, because I could see myself losing passion. I could see myself losing that excitement to make something. Also the continual pressure to like keep the quality high, you know what I mean? Like to put a lot of effort into sort of every which moment in the video. That started to become very, very tedious and started to fuck with me a little bit. I was able to push out a couple videos, right? I thought they were entertaining. I thought they were good. They didn't necessarily speak to the audience I had garnered with the How to Fix Kingdom Hearts videos, but they were things I wanted to work on. Eventually, I had a couple ideas and I was starting to make them, and then I just stopped. There's a lot of factors to it. My job gets a lot crazier during the summer. It had effects on me that I didn't anticipate. I got into another relationship. I'm still in that relationship and it's going very well, but I knew that I had to put more time into that than I maybe did in my previous relationship. So YouTube also had to take another backseat because of that. Generally, when you have a lot of things in your life, like you have a really demanding job, you have a relationship that you need to focus on, you have other big life changes like boom, I'm in a new apartment now. You just don't have the energy. And that's like another thing I'm wrestling with. It's like I have sparks of motivation and I have ideas and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And I write a lot of things. I've written like 4 or 5 videos, like pretty good, interesting videos. They're not necessarily, you know, the How to Fix series, but they're good, they're entertaining, and I feel like a lot of people could get a kick out of them. I got a kick out of getting the ideas and writing them down. I have a lot of videos sort of lined up, and I don't have the energy. The energy is low, and it's becoming incredibly difficult to even just sit down and think about making a video. Editing, again, is just the bane of my fucking existence. I have an entire video recorded. It's a Naruto Shippuden soundtrack tier list, because I make the original Naruto soundtrack tier list. I did one for Naruto Shippuden as well. I recorded the whole thing. I've edited like maybe half of it, but it's so fucking tedious. And I noticed over the last year, I have had a really hard time focusing in general. I feel like I'm addicted to social media in a lot of ways. So I find myself sort of aimlessly wandering social media, clicking on this page, then going to Twitter, then going to Reddit, then going to Instagram. And like I'm all over the place when I use social media and when I use my computer. It's really hard to focus. I didn't really feel like I had that issue. I've brought it up to a doctor, and I was trying to see if maybe I had like ADHD or depression. It's just becoming so frustrating, so internally frustrating, not being able to make YouTube videos, because that was my life passion. That's what I love doing. It's not about the money. I don't make a single cent off of YouTube. It's just about, I love doing it. I love having a project. I love making something that I know others will enjoy. It's what I want to do in some way or form for probably the rest of my life. It's so fucking difficult to do when you don't have time, when you feel like your brain's not in it, when you feel like you can't sit down and focus. I don't know. It's very frustrating. It's almost scary. Like I don't know if there's something severely wrong with me. Maybe this is the most relatable thing any YouTuber or YouTube hobbyist has ever heard in their life. It's like, dude, I get burned out. I don't do this. Like, I can't finish a video. Like, and I do wonder, alternate universe, if, you know, I had hunkered down and tried to make YouTube my full-time job, if I had that external motivation added to sort of help me create the thing. As someone who would probably just end up being a niche small YouTuber, I fear not being financially stable. and I fear, you know, the sort of struggle and grind and, you know, having to accept sponsorships that you don't maybe really care about. And there's a lot of things about being a YouTuber that don't really seem appealing to me. Ramble aside, I haven't made a lot of videos. People wondered for a while where the hell I was at, but I think the thing that sucks the most is that people stopped wondering. I'm afraid that if I come back, no one's gonna watch anything anyways, because I've just been gone for so long that like I'm just not on people's brains anymore. People have moved on, you know. It sucks kind of losing your passion, and it sucks feeling like you're trapped, and like I'm in like the sunken place from Get Out, and I just like see this end goal that I have. I want to create this video. I have this idea, but I can't do it because for one reason or another, my brain just won't let me. I'm really sorry that I look like shit, that everything looks like shit. I needed to make this video, dude. I love and appreciate every single one of you for your support. This is not me quitting YouTube. This is me figuring out how to do YouTube again. Thanks for sticking around if you have stuck around. I'm not going to hold myself to any promises, dude. It's just going to lead to disappointment. I don't know when you can expect videos, but yeah. Thanks, guys.